Hey YouTube, this is Licious Kid from Climax Combo, and we are back with another Leaks of the Week. This week, same thing that's been going on for the last couple of weeks, just continuing on with Gigant and a couple of Nanoha leaks and a couple of SAO2 trial decks here and there. Gigant, uh, the leaks are going to be done this Friday because it comes out on the 10th. Thank God, the Gigant leaks are pretty lackluster, nothing too exciting, so I'm actually kind of happy that Gigant's finally going to end this week. And then after that, more exciting stuff should come out. Probably more Nanoha leaks and SAO2 trial deck, etc., etc. Just more exciting stuff should be coming out after this week. So I'm quite happy about that. And yeah, with that out of the way, I'll just get right to it. First off is this guy, Sukasa2195, Gigant protagonist. What he's done is during the start of your climax phase, reveal the top card of your deck. If the card is a level 0 or lower character, randomly discard one card from your hand and put it to the waiting room. And of course, the card that you reveal goes back to its original position. And this card has Clock Encore. I think this card is very terrible. Yes, it is a very oversized 2-1. 2-1s usually only hit 9k. However, this one's 2195, hitting the powers of 2-2s with a drawback. However, this card's drawback is just far too painful. You know, usually the ratio of level zeros is what, 14 to 18 climaxes. That's a very good percentage of your deck, and include climaxes. So let's say you have 15 climaxes or 15 level zeros, add 8 to that. That's 23 cards in your deck that can potentially make you discard a card, which is very bad. And the fact that you have to discard a random card from your hand makes this card just that much worse. And yeah, cool, it has Clock Encore, but if you Clock Encore it has another chance of making you discard another random card from your hand. And yeah, just because of those two reasons, the discard is just too bad. At level 2, you definitely want to start prepping for level 3, and discarding cards from your hand is the complete opposite of prepping yourself to level 3, and if you discard a level 3, it just pushes you that much more behind. This card alone can help you lose the game, so definitely don't run this guy in your deck. Next up is this Vita, 1175 common. She's magic and dull. What she does is when your clock has 0 cards, this card cannot declare an attack. Of course, her being an oversized level 1 with 1 cost, she needs to have a drawback of some form, and honestly, her drawback is not that bad. You can always clock yourself to get out of 0 clock, or you can not clock for the turn to make yourself not level 0, or not hit 0 clock, So because of the clocking mechanic, you can definitely manipulate this Vita to get around its drawback. However, 1175s are not very powerful as they used to be. If this card came out like a year ago, maybe like a year and a half ago, I would think this card is pretty good because yeah, just 1175. But nowadays the power creep is just really high. A lot of level 1s can hit high power. There's an abundance of level 1 suiciders nowadays, and there's just a lot of high power level 1 backups. Back in the day, Angel Beast used to be the only set with a 1135 backup, but then now SAO2 has it, Log Horizon has it, Kill la Kill has it, Nisekoi has a 3k backup, just a lot of high power backups running around nowadays on very popular sets. And because of those reasons, 1175s are not nearly as good. And yeah, 1-1s, and if you lose your one the turn you play it or the turn after you play it, it really doesn't accomplish you much of anything. So yeah, because of those, I don't like this card. It's okay common, if you're just starting off to play Nanoha and you don't have anything better, then I guess she will do the job just fine. However, I think Nanoha should focus on the late game. At level 2, they should, try to get out the level 3 Vita, try to get out the level 3 Fate, or get out the level 3 Hayate by changing. So I think there's a lot of better I think Nanoha should save their stock for later into the game. So because of that reason, I think because that's how Nanoha works, don't like this card that much more. So unfortunate, but a solid common. Tuesday's leak is this Kirito. I don't understand why the art has changed so dramatically. First they were like little chibis, and now they look like legit adults and slash teenagers. I don't know. It's weird. Anyways, 105k common, Mystery Gigant. What he does is pay 1, Mill top 4. For every climax you hit, choose one Gigant character, gets plus 2k until the end of the turn. Spammable Brainstorm, he's okay. He's a 5k body, which is not bad, I guess. And the the spammable Brainstorm isn't very good because it only gives you 2k power until the end of the turn. Not the worst, but not that great. The really good salvageable brainstorms are like the one that you can, for every climax you hit, search your deck, add it to your hand, discard a card, or salvage, then discard, like Angel Beats has. But I guess the power brainstorm is not bad. Point is, it's a spammable brainstorm, and that's what you're really using him for. And thank God Gigant Cat won, because last week's pay 2 brainstorm was just horrific. So at least they got another option for brainstorming. Because if that was their only brainstorm, that would really suck. But spammable brainstorm, not the greatest, but does the job just fine. Next up is this Sinon 213k TD card, avatar weapon. What she does, she's 1000 assist in front, and her other effect is place this card to rest. If you do, choose one of your opponent's character, gains the following ability until the end of the turn. During this card's battle, you cannot play events, nor any backup abilities from your hand. Definitely not a bad TD card. 1000 in front, of course, is not that good, but not the worst. You can use this instead of a level assist, I guess, because of its second effect. The second effect is not that bad, especially for a TD card. Not allowing your opponents to play backups. It's a nice way to secure yourself a guaranteed fight, so long as you hit 500 power over them. And yeah, it's alright. Not that good in SAO because SAO is not very reliant on reverse effects. They don't have like something like a on a reverse send that character to clock, or yeah, like Nico from Love Live or Akagi from Contact Collection, stuff like that. They're not very dependent on reversing their opponent's character. The best thing to use this, I guess, is like the level 3 Kirito double attacker, because its level 3 Kirito double attacker gets reversed, then he cannot double attack. So I guess since this card is in blue, and if you're gonna run blue, you might as well splash in one or two of those healer Kiritos, because I think that card's okay in my opinion, but it's just not worth running blue. But anyways, because if you're running blue, and if you're running the double attacker Kirito, then you should definitely add this into your deck to guarantee yourself the double attack. And in general, I think this card is okay. However, if you're not running blue, or okay, I should say you shouldn't force yourself to run blue for this card, because this card is not that amazing. But it's definitely a solid card if you are running blue. If you're not, don't feel too bad. You're not missing out on much, because red, yellow, green are not dependent on reversing their opponent's character. So honestly, who really cares if your characters get backed up? But yeah, that's my opinion on that card. Anyways, Wednesday's leak is this card. She's or he, I think it's a dude. It's 2/1 AK common. I honestly don't know. Anyways, glasses Gigant. When there's a marker underneath this card gains plus 35 power and plus 1 soul. How this card accomplishes getting the marker is by a climax combo. When you play the climax Shining Grasshopper on your climax border, you may place this card to memory. If you do, during your next draw phase, choose one of your Cooling Wind that blows Manabu from your memory, place it onto any border on the stage, and then place the top card of your deck and put it underneath this card as a marker. Honestly, I think this card is pretty bad. Because, yeah, if you do get the climax combo off, it'll be a 2/1 11/5 for 2 soul, which is outrageous, but it's just too slow for this card to work, because this card is not like Time Machine Miku, where it gets sent to memory during the start of your Encore phase. This card gets sent to memory at the start of your climax phase, is because when you play the climax, this card goes straight into memory, so you lose one attack. You lose one attack just trying to get this climax combo off, and honestly, it's not worth it. Every attack is very essential. Starting level, just every attack is just too key in Weiss Schwarz. You getting stock, increase your compress, you dealing damage, you reversing your opponent's characters. There's just far too much value in attacking in Weiss Schwarz. Even a side attack gives you a lot of value in this game. However, the fact that you have to pay one stock and delay one attack just to get a very strong character out, just not worth it in my opinion. And we don't even know what the climax is, to be honest. I don't know why they're showing these Gigant links without their climax. makes it very hard for me to give a proper evaluation of the cards. But still, I don't really care what this climax is, to be honest. Maybe a stock one soul, so you don't lose out on a stock when you play the climax, because you get to one from the climax and then two more from your other two attacks. Maybe, who knows? But still, the fact that you lose an attack just hurts this. If this card was like Time Machine Miku, where you can attack and then it goes into memory, I think this card would be a lot better. But no, because it doesn't, I honestly wouldn't run this card. Next up is this guy 0035, familiar and animal. He's blue. When this card reversed in battle, place this card to the bottom of its owner's deck. Definitely not a bad card in my opinion. It's a 3/5, and honestly, at level 0, this guy's drawback is is non-existent. It goes to the bottom of the deck. Doesn't really matter, and it's kind of nice that it goes to the bottom of the deck because it guarantees that the last card in your deck is not a climax. And as you guys probably know, when the last card in your deck is a climax and you cancel, the climax does not go into your deck, so you miss out on one climax, making your compress that much worse. However, getting one of these guys' effects off guarantees you that the last card in your deck cannot be a climax so long as you do not shuffle after using his effect. So because of that, I think it's pretty cool. But definitely don't use them late game when you have very little cards in your deck, because you're gonna, if you have 5 cards left in deck and then this guy gets reversed, you're pretty screwed at level 3. But a decent card at level 0, and it's in blue, so if you need more, a decent level 0 for blue. So that's my opinion on that. I was hoping, I think he'd be a lot better if he has a Hayate or a Rain, just so you can use him with a new level 3. However, he's not, so that's unfortunate. If only he was a Hayate or a Rain, I think that'd be super cool, but he's not. What can you do? Thursday's leaks like the most boringest leaks ever. 2-1, 3k backup. 2-1, 3k backup. That's it. At least I think SAO didn't have a red 3k backup, so I guess now SAO does have one. And this one is Silica, so I guess this card is better for those Silica decks. But still, very lackluster. And Friday's leak. First off is this chick right here, 3210KR. Beautiful goddess of water, Miruko, water, Gigant and junk. What she does is when you have 2 or more beautiful tsundere girl Miruko on your stage, this card loses 1 level in your hand. And when this card is played from hand to stage, draw 2, discard 1. I think this card is potentially very good. We don't know what this card is. Beautiful tsundere girl Miruko. It hasn't been leaked yet in the previous weeks, and because of that, I don't know how good this card is. If this beautiful girl, if this card is like a costless level 1, I think this card would be really good, and it also depends on what that costless level 1 is. It's just too many factors put into this. If this Miruko is a level 2 that costs 1, I think this card would be really bad just because it's 2 stock intensive. However, if it's a costless level 1, I think that would be the most ideal situation. And or if it's even like a assist of some form, I don't know. It just has to be costless in my opinion, and it has to be pretty good on its own. So if it's good, if it's costless, I think this card is terrific and would probably be 2 to 3 of in all Gigant decks, because as of right now, as we clearly see, their level 2 is pretty shitty. So hopefully whatever this card may be is good, so we can have actually a good level 2 game for Gigant. And draw 2, ditch 1. I really like this effect at level 2 because increase in hand size, and it's always good. And you can play it before your first refresh to try to get a climax from your hand to the waiting room. So potentially a really good card, and I really do hope so. I really do hope it's actually pretty good. So just let's keep our eye on this card. Next up is this Fate. Pretty interesting card. It's 3210k double R. It is another double R as they reveal. So this is 2 double Rs I believe they've revealed so far for Nanoha. Anyways, and this is a pretty good one too. So this is Magic and Clone. So what this card does is when this card is played from hand to stage, you may pay cost, which is pay 1, discard a character with Fate or Arf in its name and put it to the waiting room. If you do, choose your opponent's cost 1 or lower characters and return it to his owner hand, and this card gains +1 soul until the end of the turn. And its other effect is this can only be activated once per turn. During the turn, this card is played from hand to stage. When the damage of this card is cancelled, place the top card of your deck to the waiting room. Oh, excuse me. And deal X damage to your opponent, where X is the level of that card +1. So it's Musashi slash Mako, and yeah, I think this card is pretty good. Um, you know, this ability, the whole Musashi thing, is very powerful on its own. But its other effect is okay. I mean, you get to bounce something from the field back to the hand. The cost is pretty heavy because you have to pay 1 and discard a card, and you also have to discard a Fate or an Arf. I don't know why Bushiroad is making Nanoha discard specific cards from their hand. I think that's really dumb. The Rain makes sense because that effect is really powerful. However, this card, all you're doing with this card is bouncing one. Why couldn't you just discard anything? You know what I mean? Oh well, whatever. Anyways, you get to bounce something back to their hand and discard these +1 soul for the turn. Um, eh, it's an okay effect. I think the best use for this card is Shauna has a level 1 assist that is an anti-burn assist, and you can actually bounce that back to their hand. You're playing against Shakugan no Shana, which is plausible. Shana is a fairly popular series. I would say decently popular series, and it's decently strong, I guess. It's falling behind nowadays, but you still see people play it every now and then. So if you're playing against Shauna and they're being an asshole running the anti-burn assist, bounce that shit back and then win the game. But I wish this card could bounce anything, because if this card could bounce anything, I think it would be really good, because you could bounce Shidoe from Log Horizon, because he's a 3/2 assist, and because he costs 2, you cannot use Fate against that Shidoe. So I wish this card could bounce anything, just because its effect is, the cost is already heavy, because you discard a specific card and you have to pay 1. The cost is super heavy, so I just wish this card could bounce anything, but alas, Bushiroad is not that nice, so oh well. But in general, this card is just it's good. The the burn effect on its own makes this card playable, and it has a nice situational bounce effect. And yeah, so overall, fantastic card. It gives Nanoha a very good game ender now, because I think the best game ender they had before was Signum, and that was just a burn one. That was just a burn a flare trigger game ender, and those are you know not the greatest. So really good for Nanoha. It's Fate and it's double R, so you can expect this card to be have one hell of a price. And if this card is the signed card, I bet this thing is gonna cost like $1,000. I swear to God. Anyways, that's it for this week. Not the most exciting, honestly. Just a bunch of crap. Not crap. I don't want to be mean, but nothing too exciting. The Xenon's okay for blue, or it's good for blue and just not that great for the other colors. This guy's okay. Just wish he was High Terror Rain. I'm just gonna skip over Thursday. Friday, I hope this card is pretty good, and Fate is very good. So yeah, that is all for this week, and yeah, I don't have much else to say. So until next time, guys.